What's up, guys? Welcome to the Matt Matters podcast with Derving and myself, Nate. Uh, gonna be talking over some pretty interesting subjects today. Kind of covering a few different topics. Something that, well, I'll let Derving explain the reason that we came on this topic, but I think it'll branch off into some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, the topic came up was because I have a question asked about why do we do like Jiu Jitsu as a sport? Because a sport is considered a barbaric, like such a sport that's tough and was so hard on your body, try to hurt each other. Like, why do you do it? When it's like you should be doing something to try to hurt somebody else. What would be your answer for that?
I mean, there's a lot of answers to that. I think one thing. The baseline is I really enjoy it. I think I really enjoy it, and it has other benefits. Is kind of the thing. Like as like a teenager, as a kid, you can do things because you really enjoy them. But it seems like the older I get, the less I can justify that. But jiu-jitsu is one of those things that not only do I enjoy it, but it also has other benefits as well uh, beyond that. And I think in general, it's good to have something to focus on other than work, something to kind of pull you away from the stresses of life and kind of get into a different mode, at least for like a short period.
Yeah, I agree with that too. About how emotionally at a young age, just have to be disciplined on certain things because if you fuck around, you'll be able to do certain things
Yeah.
and be able to have the freedom because it is that's the beauty of being able to have the freedom to do a sport that is difficult to do that you're choosing to do. But also another aspect is that it teaches you of your brain. It like rewires your brain halfway on how to overcome challenges and how to be able to learn new things. I don't know if you've seen work when things get tough at work, that people get really, really overwhelmed and they just want to let you know that they're really, really angry about what they have been given. Instead of finding a way, for example, in jiu-jitsu, you get caught in a submission. Say, it's okay. I just got to tap out of here. Tomorrow I'll be able to find a way to get out of here. Eventually I'll be able to get out of the submission and do it on you. And that's how the brain pathway of how it works in jiu-jitsu, which can apply in life. It's just things didn't go my way today. I'll find a way to overcome this challenge and it'll be better tomorrow because of it.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. That's for sure has had a huge benefit there. As far as just not getting overwhelmed by problems, not panicking. I think that's kind of a huge thing that is not uncommon to see people do. Is they see these big problems and they freak out, they panic. Whereas in jiu-jitsu, it kind of teaches you very quickly that if you panic, you will put yourself in worse situations than you started. Just relax, keep calm, try to think through what the situation is. You might tap, you might not. Uh, but but panicking never gets you anywhere good.
That's true. Yeah. Another aspect about jiu-jitsu, I don't know you personally, for me is sometimes like in life, I'll go into details later on, but in life I have been like certain things I have to face in which you have to grapple and like fight and you have to like not like physically fight, but you have to like overcome things. And like physically you can like do it in jiu-jitsu, but in life you can do like mentally, which like you overcome certain things like challenges. For example, like last year when Addison was in the hospital, my newborn, she was in the NICU. It was really, really tough, in which that was a battle that I didn't pick to fight, but it was tough to fight, and had to like find a way to stay positive and be there for my family and be there strong and do whatever it takes to be able to supply for them and just do little at a time, just make little adjustment. Just like in Jiu Jitsu, all the people have all the challenges that might have to do little things at a time. Being able to do that, like for example, I got asked somebody like, "Why do you use such a barbaric sport in which it hurts you all the time?" If I'm going to be hurting, the older I get, I'd rather be hurting by doing something I like and something that I learn from, rather than just sitting down and letting time hurt me.
No doubt. Yeah, no, that is a really good point. I mean, yeah, I think there's something to be said, in a lot of these situations, to having a mental toughness. And that, I do believe, is a muscle that can be worked out in many different ways, but can apply to many different situations. It doesn't have to be developed in the situation that you're in, but it can be developed in other ways. And definitely mental toughness is one of those things. When you're sitting there, you're under a big guy and he's just smothering you. He's, using his weight well and really just making your life miserable. And again, you don't panic, you don't break, you don't tap to that pressure. You make him work. I do think that does something to your brain to develop a resilience, to just situations in general that aren't comfortable for whatever reason. But yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. What you're saying.
Especially of the unknown, because you have such a big person. If you might not be aware of what the person's still on the other side too, if you are comfortable or you're aware of what somebody else is doing on the other side, you feel like not as overwhelmed over the situation. Or sometimes it's just like whatever you can control.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get so anxious about don't be like somebody in the deep end of the water and just kicking and pushing and punching everybody that gets close to you is trying to save you.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to drown at the same time as trying to save you.
That's definitely for sure. And yeah, and kind of that goes back to what I was saying as well, is not that it helps you ignore problems. That's not really what I'm getting at, but sometimes in life when I've been going through the really stressful times and I am just really, really stressed, it's good to have something like jiu-jitsu that forces me to take a step back from everything else and just like it gives you a mental break in a way. I mean, I know we're talking about it increasing your mental toughness, but at the same time, sometimes it's also the break from the really high stresses of life. You can come and you can roll with somebody and you have something to really focus on. And um, I think it's something helpful to focus on as well. It's not like drugs or alcohol. It's, they also, yeah, they get your mind off it, but it doesn't benefit you. Whereas this gets you get your body moving. It gets a sweat on. It's good mentally and physically. Yeah.
And also, it builds your confidence too. Which usually
Mm-hmm.
when you're stressed, usually the confidence is not that up there either. But you like going there, you have the confidence, not because you're waiting all the time, but also you learn something new. And you're able to like figure something like new puzzle, new something new that you figure out a certain move, you hit it a different way, or just be able to hit a move for somebody else that you haven't been able to hit it before, or being successful with certain things. So just something as simple as getting out of a shitty situation in
Mm-hmm.
which in life you might facing too. Just make a little adjustment and be able to get a better situation.
Yep. On probably a shallower scale, something honestly, like as an introvert myself, uh, something I noticed when I started jiu-jitsu is it gives you a confidence when just or gave me a confidence when just talking to people. Um, because really it just kind of makes a lot of interactions with people less intimidating because you ultimately can realize that, I can kind of handle myself. Actually, I had a coach ask me one time, he asked me if I was, I'm pretty sure he asked me, like, dude, are you intimidated by people easily? And my thought is, no, I'm not. It's not that I could, I'm not walking into a room thinking I can beat everybody there. No, that's not really it. It's more, I know how to handle myself in a way that either I can get away or I can make it just not worth their while to, attack me physically. And like knowing that all somebody has is you know, the words that they can use against you, it definitely improved my confidence in that way.
Yeah, definitely. Like this, I don't know if I heard. I can't remember if the first time I heard was this Forrest Griffin. Like like worst case scenario of an intercation between two people is somebody get into a fight. If you able to be able to dominate in that position in like get into a fight with somebody, your confidence will be to the roof in that scenario because you know how to handle yourself. You're able to get out of the situation, or at the very least, you're able to read what the other person's trying to do before they even doing.
Yeah,
Because the way they're standing, the way their body language, things like that.
that is true. That's funny. It's not something I'd thought of as much, but yeah, definitely you understand body language a little bit better as well. You know what people typically do before they're about to, about to go in for a takedown, or, I mean, not that I've done striking, but just I think due to proximity, I'm a little bit more aware of like people before they throw a punch. Um, yeah, no, that's true. I hadn't really thought about the body language aspect of it.
Yeah. Then you see somebody just pulling guard. No, guard puller, damn it. Puller, a five. Guard puller, all five.
Not a threat, don't worry.
Just slip him away. Just get him out of the way. It's okay. The guard puller. Just keep him away. Yeah, man. Those, well, yeah, you can, like, it helps a lot. Like, I'm like, that's good for kids too. If they're
Hmm.
able to learn at a young age to handle themselves, like worst case scenario, if not like stop a fight, but be able to handle in case of a worst case scenario in that situation, at the very least de-escalate it. Just like
Yeah,
in jiu-jitsu, if you don't have to know every move, you just have to know how to stop it before the finish. So that way it doesn't work.
yep. Yeah, I mean, for kids, the lessons are, I mean, there's so many lessons there. I mean, yeah, like kind of like what I said earlier is, I don't believe I can beat everybody in the room. I think that's very important for a kid to know as well, because it is crazy to see some grown men that have no idea how to fight, but genuinely think that they can, they're gonna throw down like John Wick. It's crazy to see that, and yeah, they get into it, and it's pathetic to watch. Whereas,
I used to see every weekend when I used to go out in rally, all the bouncers are like, oh my God, this fucking guy.
yeah,
He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
yeah, it's just crazy. Like you learn confidence, but you also learn humility, like to a huge extent. Um, yeah, I'm fully aware that I cannot beat everybody in the room, but you know, I'll do my
Also, I think
best.
like like if learning about awareness, like if you're like in certain and like you like raised in a certain area, you be around certain people, you able to read a room. For example, when you're in a fight, I usually like see like what's the altercation is going on and see who's around it because you usually know the guy. There's
Hmm.
another guy that's like going around. He's going like here from behind. Or another guy like here we go another guy. Because I remember one time I was in college. I was drunk out of my fucking mind. And this like every freaking 2 minutes, stop the music, kick somebody out of that club because a fight broke out in that place. It was the worst. 2 minutes, another fight, break somebody. So they started just like fuck it. The party's over, everybody go outside. So we were outside. I went outside and then the fight broke out. And there's a guy that I found out here. Somebody pulled out a knife. One of my teammate
Oh,
guy's hand put up right here.
See.
Okay, here we go. So it's like this fight just went mayhem. So then I get the fuck out of here, man. I started walking to my car. There's a guy that had AK-47 behind his back, waiting for people to come out of there. So oh, I have to go to my
Whoa.
fucking apartment, man. I gotta
Yeah.
go.
I'm out of
This place
this.
is a fucking
Yeah.
mayhem.
My gosh.
It was the worst. I won't say what fraternity it was, but it was the worst. When I was like, God, this place is. Somebody's in the parking lot waiting. They shoot up the whole place.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad place. I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a place I'm trying to be.
Yeah, I remember when I was leaving. I remember somebody shooting, and I don't know why. I think something's wrong with my stress levels because my heart rate doesn't raise when shit like that happens. And somebody was shooting. I can see that they're shooting like right here next to me, and my heart rate just like fine, just okay, just keep walking. That was like always
Wow.
been like this since I was little.
Really?
Yeah, like I remember when I was little, I was 8 years old, and they had like Catholics that have like different days. For Easter, they have they call it Holy Week. So if I have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. So Easter means Fridays have different, and then Thursday usually the men's, like the procession, men walking. With one part of the procession is like where they carry a saint, but one part was by the highway they had it closed off. But this guy, I don't know, he was drunk, falling asleep or something. He just run through there. He just run through the crowd. Yeah, I can remember vividly just seeing that light flashing. Like, he was like that fast. I remember the massive stuff. I saw the car just passing by, just mauling people through. I was like, oh. And just like, I just remember just walking home. After
Wow.
that, because my brother and I, we were there. And we just
Yeah.
like, go into step to the side of that road and just saw the car just passing, mauling people.
That's
But
great.
like now my heart rate doesn't go up like that.
Do you just not get adrenaline?
My adrenaline goes up, like my body goes up because it's out because everything slowed down. Like,
Okay.
but my heart rate doesn't like jumps up like that for some reason.
That's interesting.
Because I got a test because I have to go to an endocrinologist. Recently, one of my appointments was for. That's one of the things they had to like test my cortisol levels because my cortisol levels were low. See what's wrong, but I don't know. Like I usually know for having low blood pressure, but I don't know.
I definitely
Maybe
have the opposite problem.
I don't know. Maybe I was a serial killer in a past life. This all my heart rate doesn't
Yeah.
just go up at all. I
You've
don't
already
know,
seen
man.
it all.
No, but I also like been to a lot of stuff as I was younger. So probably just like probably when you're a lot of stress when you're younger, you're like
True. Yeah. Yeah. You're conditioned for it, I guess.
yeah.
Hmm. It's wild. Huh. I'd never heard of that before.
Yeah, because when I was little, I was in the hospital for 5 months. Mostly like in a kids like here they have Brenners kids.
Mm.
But I was in Panama. I remember I was there in April, and I was there all the way till December. But they have like an orphanage, like those beds, and they had like a big hall,
Mhm.
and they used to bring kids in there. They were
Hmm.
like terminally ill, and you see some kids go in there and they just go in there to die. You're used to there. You're like, what? This was gonna make it? I don't know. They have to wait till the end of the week. They'll tell you if you were going home or not.
Wow. Oh,
They'll go in there. Kids that were burned, kids that were run over, kids like different stuff in there. They're just like few beds from you.
mhm.
Like I was there for like 8 months.
See.
No man, Frank is being asshole. He doesn't want to play with me today. Hey man, give me a break. But yeah, like different stuff like that also like helps like psychologically because like those, for example, those things like in Jiu Jitsu, you be able to physically be able to exercise that mental toughness as well.
Mhm.
Be able to overcome those challenges. For example, having a new partner or having somebody as like more difficult that you're having challenges to overcome. just like that. Because you might have somebody like tough that you go against in there, and you're like, man, for like 3 months, you're like, man, this guy keeps kicking my ass. I have to find a way, find a way, find a way. Eventually, finally, you able to get this guy's back, and he just get you the armbar from their back. So I got their back though.
Yeah,
I got their back.
right. You got to take your wins.
Moral victories,
Yeah.
just like in life, just small moral victories
Mm-hmm.
they have to take.
The first ones are just not getting submitted.
Was that?
You know, the first victories are just not getting submitted. When
That's
you're
right.
starting out as a white belt and you're going against any of the colored belts, it's just like, wow, I survived. I didn't
Yeah.
tap.
Or just
The
finishing
win.
the round.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, finish the round.
Yeah. It's
This was some of the points that you wanna bring up.
yeah. I mean, well, I mean, one of them I think ties in pretty well is the health benefits versus misconceptions about wear and tear.
Yes, jiu-jitsu is a really good you can use as a longevity sport because it's different um age group that you can do this
Mm-hmm.
sport, and also especially if you have the right doctor uh with the right juice.
Yeah.
It's a good sport as far as like it helps you if you have like the right flexibility, which it can help you. For example, like Carl Parek, the Silver Fox, he's like been doing it for so long. He has some certain mobility restriction, but at the same time, he's still able to pro every day, regardless. He's able to travel and do seminars because just as he learned from the sport itself, now the sport is paying back to him by
Mm-hmm.
the gyms that he has, the seminars that he does, the money he makes, Boston. Now he's doing I gotta send you a link. He's doing a seminar on the 16th in Hickory. He's coming to Hickory. And one of the
Oh,
procedures
really?
he's going to healing relief.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, that'd be
Let me
really
see.
cool to
Hold on.
see.
It's November 6th. Not a Saturday.
I would imagine it's got to be, but 16. Yeah, that's Saturday.
Yeah, he's coming to Hickory.
Okay, I think I've heard of them.
Yeah, he's coming.
Oh,
He's doing, I think, 2 hours seminar there.
okay. Yeah, I'll have to write that one down. Hey, yeah, I do think it's definitely a unique sport because it's one of those things that you can go incredibly hard. Um, you can go 100% and not kill yourself, kill your partner. I think that's one of the major beauties of it. Uh, versus like boxing or most sports where you got to like run around, like basketball, stuff like that. I feel like even that sort of thing can really wear on you as you age. But jujitsu, kind of the beauty of it is that there's so many different styles and so many different things that you can do. Is you're really not limited to one thing. So if your flexibility isn't that good, that's okay. Just you won't do a flexible game. You probably won't be as much of a guard puller, because you can't bring your legs up as high. That's okay. Just
You can just play up and
change your
guard.
technique. Yeah. Um. So I think, yeah, definitely it's unique in that it really isn't for a specific age group. Granted, I mean, if you start at 60, you're not going to be dominating the 20-year-olds, but that's not really important. Um, you can still get in there, you can still roll, you can still have a good time, even with the younger guys. I mean, yeah,
You
it's
can have fun just rolling around with them.
hmm
Because you're gonna flow roll with any of the younger guys as long as you know, hey man, don't harm me, man.
right.
Just trying to just have some fun here, trying to get some rolls in here. And you don't have some sort of like a long-term repercussion as far as like CTE, like all the sports. In many
hmm
most of the sports that they practice like in school, like those like you mentioned, like basketball and football, they're like a young man's sport because they rely so much on directional exchange, like changing directions, jumping, landing, a lot of your feet joints. It's mostly just, well, your back, we make a lot of fun while your back, but usually low, pretty low to the ground, some moving bodies, and some, the only thing that probably you should worry about is just your fingers in the
It's true.
game. But other than that, you're, you can just actually like, sometimes you can go as hard as you can with having the repercussion, having long-term damage to your brain or things like that. Because you can go as hard as you want to, because just tap. If you just tap, that's the end of the round right there.
That's for sure. And you don't even need to use like muscle to finish somebody. You know what I mean? You can, if you're good at getting to the back, you can choke them. There's, the limits, there really are no limits to it. I think, let's see. Yeah, health benefits versus misconceptions. Health benefits, definitely, well, I mean, it's a workout. It's a full body workout. Keeps your whole body going. You got a really good sweat going. It's cardio. It's your, there is some strength building as well, I would say. Even just rolling, you definitely are building muscle with that.
Skeletal muscle.
Conceptions, I think so. There is a balance, because if you go 100% every day, you will wear on your body. There's no doubt. I mean, like you said, with your fingers in the gi, absolutely, that'll wear on you. Your knees can feel it, shoulders, neck, but there's definitely a balance to it. And kind of like what you said is, well, I mean, you have the right doctor. Not quite like that, but if you take care of yourself while you do it, you can keep doing it. Is really the bottom line.
Just like if you take care of your tools, the tools will take care of you too. Same with your body.
Yep.
One thing what you talked about earlier about the sport itself, something I'm trying, it's hard for me trying to teach some of the people the gym is how not to fight, as far as like the strength, not to fight other people's. For example, they got side control. Like, a lot of them try to hug the guy instead of like framing, and then when they come into you, they use their balance, try to sleep, try and get a butterfly hug or something like that. Target guard. But it's hard to explain people how to use the timing of using other people's strength against them instead of just trying to muscle and muscle and muscle. So people say like I use a lot of my strength, but like I use it when people are pushing and pulling what they're giving me. That's a push and pull.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely a lesson that comes with time. And for the older guys that are continuing to jiu-jitsu, like it helps if you started young, in my opinion. Just because by the time you're older, you have a better feel for that. But just learning how to feel where somebody's body is at, where their balance is at, as to know when to do things, then you really don't need that much muscle. It's amazing how easy it is to move somebody if you're using their momentum and their balance against them.
Yeah. Like for example, you see somebody just pushing against you with their feet is like in the next set code and the head's like right there, just snap them down. So you keep pushing, try to get like, people try and just get to the leg, get to the leg, get to like, dude, their legs are back there. Why are you trying to get their legs? Just snap, step back and snap them down. And then why are you trying to get to their legs? Their legs are back there. Snap them down. Use the momentum instead of trying to force a move that's not there.
Yeah. It's like rolling with Matt Leonard. Any mistake you make, he'll use against you.
Oh yeah.
It feels like every move you make, he'll use against you. But it's very much, like my rules with him were fairly cautious usually, because there's so many things. There's so many things that he can use against you, just because he's used to looking for those openings.
He's like, have you ever played Tetris?
Played what?
Tetris, the game.
Tetris.
The one that the game that is like parts are coming down, you have to like fit the
Oh,
pieces.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Our jiu-jitsu game is like Tetris, trying to put things together, how to like put it together. His jiu-jitsu game is like boulders, stones, rocks, pebbles. That one little things move and just everything crushes down. As everything will
True.
just falls
Yes.
into place and
Yeah.
just crushing. So it
Yep.
feels like everything fits in place and just crushing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It all comes down at once. He's got it all built up, and it's just that one piece
Yeah.
of it.
So like, here we go.
Yeah.
That's what it was. One time I was just rolling with him and I was rolling with him. I got a single leg and he tried to pull guard. And he pulled guard and he went for a grab my lapel and I wasn't wearing a gi. And he was like, no. He just slammed himself to the ground. And no. He knocked the wind out of himself.
That's funny. That's really funny.
It was an open mouth one day. I was like, oh, that was funny. We forgot that we were not doing gi.
That's funny. I could definitely see making that mistake. He loves the gi too, so I mean, yeah, that's really
Muscle memory.
I believe that.
Yeah, but another point you want to talk about is the mental toughness versus aggression.
Mm-hmm.
How jiu-jitsu builds resilience, focus on problem solving on the pressure and making cerebral sport, which is just like a lot of people they do the comparison between chess and jiu-jitsu,
Mm.
in which you're like different parts, they use like different games for them.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, but like jiu-jitsu more like a dimensional, boring.
Yeah, very true.
Also in jiu-jitsu, in life, you have different rules of engagement because in life, in jiu-jitsu, you have different tournaments. You have different Naga, New Breed. You have all the tournaments that are, like, for example, Pro. You have a 10-minute limit. Like then you have other one, just like in life, you have different like you have your work life, you have your relationship life, you have your relationship out of work with your friends and things like that. Then just different rounds of engagement in which you want to deal with in different ways as well. Which teaches you in life and challenges that come in those different aspects in life. You have to address it the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Different responses to different situations. Unfortunately, it's not a one solution for everything.
Yeah, there's not a book for it either. You just have to
Right.
write it yourself.
Yeah.
Take notes as you go.
So it's aggression. You think that's like a common thing that people mistake?
What do you mean?
Like,
Aggression
do
for?
people equate mental toughness and aggression?
Yes. Because toughness is usually, I don't know, as a kid, usually we tell a kid, like, see how tough you are. You're like, like, you want to show how tough you are, you show how aggressive you are. Just like grind your teeth. Mental toughness is how you overcome things, respond, just regular, I don't know. One thing, if I want to see the face of somebody want to see mental toughness, I see Fedor Emelianenko. You know, the guy that used to fight in Prime?
Fader?
Fedor Emelianenko. Nickname was the last emperor. That guy was happy. He was angry. Everything was the same face.
Okay.
The same face, everything.
I don't remember this guy, but did he have some like grueling fights and he still was just the same?
Oh yeah, he fought Bob Sam. He fought Fabricio Verdun. He fought Dan Henderson. He beat who else did he beat? He was like undefeated in Prime. He was like really, really good. He has the same face for everything. Just straight, just normal face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, his brother was a freaking animal. But his face
Yeah.
just straight up Russian.
Just grind. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just
Just
grind
vanilla
through
Russian.
everything. Wow.
But meanwhile, his brother Alexander, he was in prison. He got a tattoo of a Grim Reaper holding a baby.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, what kind of person does that? Like, wow. This is brother. See, this is, there you go. Alexander. This is brother.
They got the same face.
Huh?
They got the same face.
Yeah. Look at that. Day and night.
Wow. So
But
that's what you think of for mental toughness is Fedor.
Fedor Emelianenko, because like just overcoming anything that you throw at that guy, and like he beat Big Knock and all those people. Just being tough is not being aggressive, but being able to overcome all those things and being able to still same face being normal.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, aggression can only get you the door to a certain extent, and then you have to find something else after that
Mhm.
to get you to take it the rest of the way, because it's really high octane fuel. Just like, have you seen those drag racing, those cars?
Yeah.
High octane. Do you think you'll be able to use the same fuel? How far do you think you would drive those cars? Do you think you would to
Right.
run for
Mhm.
miles?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. No, that's yeah. They rebuild some of those. Was it Formula One? They rebuild those like every race, I believe.
Yeah. Then like the aggression only can use so long. Also, your body's not built for that, because your body response also is not the thing. Also, one thing also trying to understand is about aggression. Maybe some people um they label things to separate themselves from those that do certain things. Maybe as far as team, it's like, oh yeah, I can do it because they're doing something, and it's like that's not my thing. Like
Mm.
that's like the aggressive. For example, David Goggins talks about that sometimes. Like, yeah, I can do that because you need people like me, because I am the one that does like the crazy shit like that. And I was running at 100 degrees out there, because you need people like me. You need to label me because you say, I do this stuff because I'm crazy. You call me crazy because I do this kind of things, and you won't be able to do it. But like,
Mhm.
everything looks crazy into somebody else do it. Just like, for example, speaking of crazy, you see Elon Musk rocket. That was crazy.
Mhm.
And people call me crazy for doing that. They told him that he was going to do that.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
Do you think people do that sometimes, label things crazy or outlandish because they believe there is no the able to accomplish it?
Do I think they label it that way because they can't, or they think it's
It's too hard for
more
them to do it.
for sure? I don't think there's any doubt there. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I do think people get labeled because they can do things that other people cannot. Yeah, not to be one of those people, but I think there are some people that are gifted beyond others. You know what I mean?
There's outliers.
Yeah.
Like for example, those people that label things, you cannot compare everybody to like the outliers, because those are outliers for a reason. So you can
Mhm.
compare them. You can just compare yourself to like a Major League Baseball, like a baseball player, like I'll never be able to throw 100 miles per hour. But it doesn't
Mhm.
mean that you're able to enjoy a Sunday, and Sunday just pitching the ball with your kid, just like just to pass the time.
Right.
Doesn't mean just because somebody else be able to reach Mount Everest, just because only Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were able to get to the moon, doesn't mean every night you're able to see the moon, because they were the only ones that were able to get there. You
Mhm.
still be able to do certain things, regardless of how outlandish they might be. You to a certain extent, you don't have to be done to the nth degree. You should be able
Right.
to enjoy it regardless.
Mhm.
You don't have to. You doesn't matter how. That's one thing. Like, what do you do if you never be able to be a world champion? Like, you will never like just to enjoy it, man.
Right.
Just enjoy it. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to be a Gordon Ramsay to enjoy a good plate of food for dinner.
Right. Yes. Yep.
Just enjoy it.
There's not being able to be the top at something is definitely not an excuse to not do it at all. That yeah, for sure, that makes sense. Yeah, it's very cool. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of sports in general. I think is that it kind of gives you the ability to see what humans are capable of. Not that everybody's capable of it, but it's very interesting to see what people can push themselves to be able to do.
For example, like somebody as nerdy and as freaking nuts as Musumeci is, you see him outside the mats, but you see on the mats this freaking monster.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Regularly goes to tournaments and fights like several weight brackets up. That's just his thing, and does very well. It's not like he's getting dominated in those higher weight brackets.
Yeah, somebody that you even think that he'll do something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I do think a lot of people tend to short sell themselves because they see the guys who look like freaks, and they kind of. I think one thing that gets discounted in a lot of people's minds is the amount of work that people put to get there. Because even the freaks that make it like really far usually have worked extremely hard to get there. Even if they are slightly more gifted than other people, it's not like they just walked into that. And I think a lot of people tend to short sell themselves on that fact and don't really realize that if they put in work, they might be to that level, you just haven't tried.
You be surprised what you will be able to do if you do little adjustments one day at a time. You just get like
Mm-hmm.
1% better every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like 1% better every day. Like for next year, you're like 300% better than you did last year. Just
Mm-hmm.
imagine that. Just making little adjustments, just like, for example, Jordan Peterson talk about like making your bed. Something
Yep.
little. Just
Yep.
making little adjustments. Just see how far you
Little
go
wins. Mm-hmm.
to get better.
Yeah, I think that kind of ties back into some of the mental toughness aspects of it. Um, because there's days like in jiu-jitsu where you just get beat up. It's those days that you talk about, like we all joke about, but it's kind of true because I think we've all been there. Is the days that you drive home, you don't play any music, you're just thinking about how badly you got beaten today, but you show up the next day and you're still better for it. So
So yeah, those are the days you wish that guy from the extended car warranty calls you. Hey man, I was waiting for your call, man.
yeah, I just needed somebody to talk to.
That's how I roll with. Like, man, I need somebody to talk to. Hear me out. I'll give you the
somebody
deal. Just hear me out.
somebody still wants to talk to me.
Oh, I got my ass beat, man. Somebody's getting this ear beating. That's also part of the process.
Mm,
Just like in life, if you are right every time, you won't be able to learn. If you're winning every time, you're not able to. You won't be able to learn either
yeah,
because you're not getting exposed.
yeah. The I think I heard a lot of guys say it. I know I've said it plenty of times before. Is one thing like my first day of jiu-jitsu, I went in, I rolled against Mike's dad, I rolled against a couple of the guys in the class, and just got absolutely dominated. Absolutely had no chance, not a prayer of winning those. And to me, then I didn't even really think about the fact that I get beat. It was the thing that was going through my head is like, wow, if I stick with it, I'll be able to do this to somebody someday. And that I think that mindset has helped me a lot uh, in going up because I mean it doesn't matter that you get beat, you're getting better, and you eventually start seeing that it does work because now I do to other people what used to get done to me. And it doesn't have to be somebody my size either. There's a lot of times that, bigger guys that just haven't trained as long, I can, kind of do what I want with them.
Yes, Yes, like that's what I call it. The math of justice. It's always fair. So
Mm-hmm.
the time that you put in, that's the time that you give back. You have to get better in your game,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's a good mindset to have, like growth mindset, instead of being like you heard that saying that comparison is the thief of joy.
Mm-hmm.
You keep comparing yourself to like better things, and having a negative mindset that you'll never be able to. You don't like, oh, this person's doing better than me. They're like, hey man, do different things. Growth is not linear, and whatever game he's getting better at, just because his single leg is better than yours is not going to get any better. So you just better get your ass to work. Just better work better at it, because that's the only way it's going to get better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, and that's yeah. Uh, that kind of plays. Yeah, they're all kind of tying together pretty well. It goes for longevity of training. You know, part of the longevity is keeping a good mindset through it and realizing, and we've talked about it before, is there's teenagers that come in. They come in, they recover from injuries way faster. They have all the time in the world on their hands. They don't have responsibilities. They don't have, long days at work to go to. Uh, so they come in and they learn really quickly, and they might get better than you. They might improve that quickly that they're better than you, much faster than you improve. But really comparing your progress to theirs is not the thing to do. Just yeah, like you're saying, the progress is not linear, and everybody's got their own circumstances. So comparing yourself to others' progress is frustrating because I've definitely done it before. I mean, it's super easy to do. It's not the right move. Um, but comparing your progress to where it was previously is definitely something I've noticed that is kind of helpful. Is like, yeah, realizing I am in a position that I only dreamed of when I started. I remember seeing when I first started, it was quite a while before I met my first purple belt. And then when I did, it just didn't even seem like I'd ever be there. It was so hard to believe. And now, got my purple belt and going to class still. And, I've achieved goals that I had previously, even beyond what I had previously. And yeah, it's all part of it, all part of the walk.
Yeah, stay on the path, man. That's what it is. Like, I think it was Joe Rogan said, when you get your purple belt, once you get your purple belt, you're right there. Because the only thing is just getting better. You're just putting in the reps, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
But like, just stay on the path, getting better, and you're like halfway on the mountain, and you can I'll see like that game. Starts like see the path that you went through. You see like the path and all those dead bodies of like partners that just gave up. The
Mm-hmm.
people that along the way, all the things that all the shitty rash guards that you used to have.
That is something too, as well as uh yeah, definitely something I've seen is like guys that come in and they're really, really good and they're like naturals at it, but then they don't stick with it. And so ultimately, like I'm better than those guys were, even though they got better than I was faster. They didn't stick with it. So they don't, you can compare yourself at that point and it's very discouraging, but then you got to realize that's not really what matters, because if you compare yourself now, it's completely irrelevant. They're not even in it anymore.
Just keep showing up. The message just will
Yep.
always be fair.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, you see it sometimes like that. You like doesn't mean like, oh man, you see this person, and then you show up for like, oh yeah, this person's gonna give me a hard time. Just chill, like this is gonna be game on. Did I ever tell you the story about the time Dean Lister, right?
Yeah.
Do you know Joko Willing?
Mm-hmm.
They train in the same gym, Joko and Dean Lister. Joko was no, I think he was training for a deployment at one point. He was out for like 3 months, and then he came back and he was training with Dean Lister. But Dean Lister, according to him, allegedly he was on some like medication, like antibiotics, and he was like feeling wrecked. He was feeling bad that day, and Joko just beat the shit out of him. And Joko just gave me an earbud like, what the fuck have you been doing? I've been gone for like 3 months. I've been training and come back and I kicked your ass. So what the fuck you been doing? So Joko left for this deployment for like 3 more months, and Dean Lister make a CD that says "Kill Joko," and he'll play the music every single training. You go, hey man, Joko Lasse's mission is kill Joko.
That's hilarious. That's a very jiu-jitsu story. Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
That's the only
You want
so
to
much.
All right. I'll show you.
Think your bullshit grenades ain't gonna work in here. I will kill you.
That is the benefit to having good training partners too, though. In all realness, that's some gold because you get pushed by your competitive training partners.
Jim Glover is there too.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
No, I'm not. Is it Jeff Glover? No. Yeah, Jeff Glover is there.
Really?
Is it the donkey guard?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there. Victory, MMA.
Wow. Okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some nasty jiu-jitsu.
Jeff Glover.
I haven't seen him compete lately.
He has unfortunately he lost recently against Uriah Faber.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. That was an upset. That was unbelievable.
For some reason, I think he was injured or something. He had a back injury or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. But he lost to Uriah Faber. Yeah.
There are some MMA guys that have surprising good jiu-jitsu.
Thomas Cerrone.
Donald Cerrone. Yep. Did you see Gordon went and trained with him for a bit?
With Cerrone?
Yep.
No, I see that.
I don't know exactly why he did it, but he went and trained at his gym and yeah, hung out with him for a while.
But he has BMF ranch, remember?
Yeah.
But now he's training with John Jones, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a steady thing or was that just like a meetup?
I'm not sure if it's a meetup or he's training for Stevie because he had Gordon Ryan and he also has Gable Stevenson. It's 2020 Tokyo gold medalist in wrestling.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool to see. I mean, Gordon and John Jones roll.
They rolled before he called himself proclaimed the kings of chicken legs. That's what they call each other. He goes out skinny legs over there.
Yeah, I could see that. Kings of chicken legs. Yeah. Trying to think. Had a fighter on my mind. I haven't seen him roll recently in jiu-jitsu. Who's the guy with the wings on his back? He was in the UFC. He went to PFL, I think. PFL.
Benson Henderson.
Benton Henderson. Yeah, I saw him in a very high-level jiu-jitsu competition. He had surprisingly good jiu-jitsu.
He's freaking nuts. I can't remember. Was it the Frankie Edgar match? He was fighting with a toothpick in his mouth.
Really?
Yeah, he said it's a bad habit that he has. Sometimes he rolls with a toothpick because he has a toothpick in his mouth. Sometimes he rolls in the gym with a toothpick in his mouth. In the fight, he had a toothpick in his mouth.
That seems risky.
Yeah, it can really, really bad. Make it in a real naked choke, you get a freaking toothpick in your mouth.
Yeah. Get that lodged in your throat.
So this one, hit the toothpick as well. I don't know which fight it was.
Does he have a mouth guard in that picture?
What's that?
Does he have a mouth guard in that picture?
He had to because they shake your mouth.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's against Nate Diaz.
Wow. Okay, there is.
Yeah, his jiu-jitsu is pretty good.
Yeah.
He's Korean, right?
I actually don't know that one.
He's like Korean. He's mixed. No, I think he's Korean.
Okay. So many topics that tie into what we've already talked about. For strength, we kind of hit that already.
Yeah.
Everybody, health benefits, managing expectations. I mean, that's kind of what we've been hitting on here is, when you first get here, just focus on survival. Um, I mean, yeah, it's funny because a ton of people that I've, you know, been paired up with or just, rolled with who are just starting out, they're like, well, I have no idea what I'm doing. So like, I guess we'll roll, but I have no idea what we're doing. And, it's just survive. Don't worry about trying to submit me because that won't happen. I
Yeah.
promise you. Uh, yeah, survive. Try to get past my legs. Usually with the new guys, I'll pull guard because it's not a position that they're gonna be comfortable in. Uh, but yeah, it's just focusing on one step at a time. Really, for the first, I don't know how long. It's probably at least the first couple months. You're really just learning balance and body coordination because if you haven't grappled at all before, it's going to be movements that you've never seen before. You've never felt.
Especially if somebody just grabbing around you, you just go around your neck. You're like, all right, just stop. That was
Yeah,
good.
yeah. It's pretty overwhelming because I mean, you're getting grabbed. You walk towards somebody and they're using their feet on you. Like what? That's crazy. So you're fighting four limbs at once. It can definitely be overwhelming. But yeah, just survive. Try to stay on top. Survive.
He finished the round. So first of all, just finish the round. They eventually finish the whole class. Because some people might not be able to finish the whole class. They're just
Mhm.
like, so man, this is it right here. Like, I heard some people like, oh, I pull my hamstring, I pull this right here. I'm not able to finish. And some people just, how many people you've seen like, oh, they just will leave out of the class, just like don't even like just leave out of there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sometimes,
Yep.
which one are the worst? Which are the worst? That wants to bring their girlfriends in there to show off for the first class and just go full
Unbelievable.
DEFCON 1.
What a mistake. Uh, yeah. This is already going to be a humbling experience. Do not bring your girlfriend to watch you get humbled.
Do not bring your girlfriend unless you want your girlfriend to get another boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because you will
Yeah.
get embarrassed. Don't.
Yeah, for sure. For anybody that listens to this that does not do jiu-jitsu, take that advice if nothing else.
I know what guys doing. Yeah, I'm gonna go to this place. Man, bro, when I see red, I just start dropping.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The the amount of times that I've heard that sort of thing at work, it's like, yeah, I don't train, but I'm a brawler. I'm a brawler. I can hold my own. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and you see it everywhere. Like, I talked to this guy. He's a cop. He's like, man, I got to get some of the guys here to here because they don't know shit about nothing, and they're like, they think they're badasses. And like, just come over
Hmm.
here because they won't get their asses whooped. But then all they think, oh no, they think they know everything. No, man, they need to get humble. They have to get in here, man. If anything,
Yep.
I wish we they had like a introduction, like in Jiu-Jitsu gyms, they had like an introduction, like 12-week programs for first responder because if out of anybody, first responders need that
Hmm.
because of how crazy people are nowadays. That's the ones that need it the most right now.
Hmm. Yeah, no doubt there. I mean, unfortunately, I think it can be harder for some of them to start than it is for just a normal civilian, I think, because they're expected to be able to, hold their own and detain people and all this stuff. But if they're coming in clueless and they're getting humbled, their pride has to get knocked down farther than somebody who's, knows they can't fight.
They also know just cops, but also like firefighters and
Hmm.
paramedics. How many people are just strung out and shit? Paramedics just show up and then you're just trying to start swinging on them. Like, what the fuck, man? Try to
Yeah.
help you. What the fuck are you doing, man?
Hmm.
And like, what do you do with that? Like, you just try to help people. You didn't even have a gun because you're a paramedic. Why
Right.
you do that?
Yeah. No, it's 100%.
And they just like, instead of them going to the fight comes to them. And they're like, it's hard for them. That's just
Hmm.
be able to defend themselves, or at least handle the situation better.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing is like if you know what you're doing, you don't have to hurt somebody to detain them. Whereas if you don't know what you're doing, you're almost definitely going to have to hurt.
Yeah. How many times you see people getting rocked and hit in the back of the head on the pavement?
Mm-hmm.
Jail time.
Yeah. Yep. Just yeah.
Just like that, like encouraging people to focus on incremental progress and stay motivated through early stages of learning, just little at a time,
Mm-hmm.
and just get better.
Mm-hmm.
Of just making little improvement. Just like what the saying goes was, don't eat an elephant, how to eat an elephant, one little bite at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Same way, because it's gonna be a long run. If you're gonna be here for the long run, take a little bit of the time. I don't want to get overwhelmed either.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and just yeah, come in humble. That's the biggest thing. I feel like for me personally, I try to think some of the most butthurt people I have rolled with are usually gym bros, to be honest. You know, guys that are like very muscular, but just have no idea how to use the muscle. And they get pissed. Like I've had several guys that are much bigger than me. Just they walk off all pissed off and like they don't want to talk afterwards. And it's like your muscle will help once you know how to use it. It's not. I don't know. To me, that attitude's hard to deal with.
Yeah, I know what they like. For example, you take it down, they just hugging you and stuff like that. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this guy, man, in the gym. I know you might know him. He's the one that he likes slamming people at the gym.
Ugh.
I don't know if you hear about him.
I haven't heard.
Well, he slammed somebody that we know in guard.
I think I do know. Yeah,
That guy.
yeah.
So I
Okay.
roll with him, and he likes to like get people, and like he gets me in the headlock. Like, dude, like you get me in the headlock, it's not gonna do anything.
Right.
I used to get
Yeah.
it in that. He does, the headlock that is like from the like way they get the headlock from like play the school headlock.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like, dude, shit's nothing. You give me your bag every time you do that shit.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
doing? And then
Those ones are annoying.
yeah,
Because they don't do anything. If we're in a real life situation, I'm gonna sit here until you let go, and then I'm going to fuck you up because I'm
oh
pissed off.
yeah. I just go
Yeah.
throw a leg on the opposite side, and he's just going to stretch you the whole way.
Yep.
That's what's gonna happen. I understand if he's having like side control. He had like Kesa.
Katami? Yeah.
Yeah. But he just like standing like, dude, it's nothing you do here, man.
Yeah. Well, he can't slam you, so I'm quite
Yeah.
sure he's not that strong.
One time, what was it? Was there a single leg? Yes, he tried to slam me with a single leg one time. So he
Okay.
tried to slam me with a single leg. I jumped and landed on full mount on him. What
Did
are you
not
doing?
go according to plan.
Oh no. Fuck you. Mother's milk is coming. Father's milk is coming next. Get working.
It's gonna be daddy here in a minute.
Yeah, call me daddy now. He like, for some reason, this person he likes pushing. And like one time I got side control. He was telling me, yeah, man, I can bench 315 pounds. I started pushing me. So I don't give a fuck, man. I'm not 315 pounds. I will fucking wreck your shit. I don't care, man. Like, it doesn't matter how much you bench or stuff like that. You either have
Right.
proper technique or what to do. A lot of people don't take consideration. For you to get on from under somebody, you don't have to push them off just to get a little bit of space, shrimp out of the way, every guard. That's all it takes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like push them across the room to get out of there.
Right. Right. You just need a little bit of room. Yep.
Yeah, like just that's something I'm trying to teach like people that roll with, like just make a little bit of space, shrimp out of the way, so we get out of there or regard. That's simple.
Mm-hmm.
Just little adjustments
Yeah.
to get you a better position.
Yep.
And also you're in the attack at the same time.
Some fundamental stuff that just keeps on giving.
I think that's what's so beautiful to watch some people like their game. For example, like Project Gracie is so fundamentally and so like sharp,
Mm-hmm.
like just the fundamentals, versus somebody flashy moves.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, those fundamentals that they make it look so effortless. Just like, oh, that's all I have to do. I'm not moving a lot. I'm not moving super hard. I'm just, you know, using leverage, using mechanics, just doing the very, very basic moves and shutting people down. Yep.
Him and Damian Maya remind me like those two. They're fundamental jiu-jitsu. They were just breaking people. Because Damian
Yeah.
Maya had the same game, just like fundamental, just getting you and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
His game. He's just that's what Danaher considered him the GOAT. How's crazy?
Yeah. Okay. Because of his fundamentals.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's gay, also he's gay too.
Mm. Yep.
Gordon is only no gay.
That's true. I wonder if he'll ever branch out from that. He's talked about it before. I don't know if it'll happen. I think he'll retire
No,
first,
no.
to be honest.
We saw Gabby versus Craig Jones before we saw Gordon Ryan in the
That's
game.
very true. Yeah.
So I don't know. We saw Gordon Ryan's Miata in CJI before we saw Gordon Ryan in the game.
True.
I don't know if it's possible. Another aspect that I want to hit up as far as like the mental game of jiu-jitsu is about the community respect, about how respectful a culture and camaraderie of like how we handle each other after going so hard during class and we're like so respectful to each other. Like, would you like to like elaborate on that in your opinion?
Yeah. That is it's something that if you don't do it, you I don't believe there's any way to understand it. Is when you're rolling against somebody and you are really trying to beat them. Like I really want to submit you. I really want to be honest, inflict enough pain so that you tap. And that's to put it in very simple terms. That's the ultimate goal. But then once it's done, and you're buddies. That's it's a weird aspect that it's really hard to understand unless you've done it. But then once you have, the respect you have for somebody who's willing to step on the mats and then roll against you, because you know they're working hard as well. Uh, I think that's where a lot of the respect comes from, at least for me, is that I know they're working, they know I'm working. We're both trying to win. But once it's done, like I have no enmity towards you. It's just, we rolled, we got our, uh, we both tried to prove our point, and it's the end of the roll.
And that's a beautiful bond to be able to like, build between like, teammates because that's the trust you build with each other as far as like we rolling each other, knowing that what is each other's limit, but also being respectful towards each other afterwards, that there's no whole grudges. That's just part of like helping each other to get better. And this like that again. Um just try and get better. And do that just like sharpen iron iron sharpens iron. You just that's what you're doing. It's beautiful, just like that like just be shoulder, figuratively speaking, shoulder to shoulder, building each other up, and just getting better on the path. Even though you're like destroying each other in practice, but sometimes just building each other up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yeah, there's so many things to go off on that.
There's not enough gay jokes to explain it.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, yeah. Ultimately, you're in very vulnerable positions with your rolling partner. I mean, it's hard to get. You're very close in ways that normal people, normal situations, you do not get that close to somebody. You're putting each other in positions that you don't normally put people. So it is very vulnerable, and that's part of the humility aspect of it. But I think that does create bonds in ways. Just because, like, you've seen how they are when they're exhausted and they're still trying to go. and they've seen the same with you, it puts you through just situations and experiences that I think help create some pretty good friendships. And really, like you said briefly, is you have to trust that person, because there are, like, I've been to gyms where there's people that I I rolled with maybe once, maybe twice, and didn't want to roll with again because I can tell they're actually trying to hurt me. There is a point where that's definitely a thing. Um, so yeah, you build up a trust with somebody that if you tap, they aren't gonna keep cranking. That's a very important trust to build.
Yeah, it is. It goes a long way because it also builds relationship has the gym too. Just like be able to trust, and also you learn from each other without even like speaking to each other about like like you can tell the tempo when they go to each other. There's certain rounds. Like, oh man, like he's getting tired. Like I'm able to get him on here. See an
Hmm.
opening here. Just learn little by little from each other, from each other's game too. There's an opening right here. Like I know where to get him.
Hmm.
Just with that, and then just also you also humble enough to talk about it after practice, so you can help each other get better, especially with competitions coming up. Hey man, what do you think? Like, what do you see they're
Hmm.
through?
Hmm. Yep. Um. Yeah, and yeah, for sure. Yeah, ask questions. Yeah, try to pick each other's mind about what happened, what you could do better. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot to be learned and a lot to be gained from the relationship. And really, that's one thing too. Is another nice thing. Is like I moved down here from Maine, so I'm a long ways away. I really didn't have many friends, and you go to a jiu-jitsu gym and you're forced to get very close to people. So you get to know some people, you get some friends. It's really it's nice. So some of the oldest friends I have are jiu-jitsu friends. So
You like go long relationships with them, and
yep,
if they stay to
yep,
the path too, then
right.
hey man, how's it going, man? What's it going? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's also like one of fraternity brothers. Like, you still talk with him too. Like, he's in Minnesota now. So hey man, what are you doing, man? Like, he sometimes he asks me, hey, you compete? I'm like, nah, man. He runs his class now over there.
Oh, cool.
In he's a black belt now.
Hmm.
But he's over there in Minnesota. But he used to live in Knoxville. That's what he used to.
Hmm.
But this is the first place I went to learn jiu-jitsu. It's in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah. So they got me interested. He was a blue belt all the time.
Hmm.
I was like, all right, let's see.
Yeah, yeah. That is cool to see, and like see a lot of like competition people, like people I've rolled against in competitions, going and doing other competitions, moving around. It's a definitely a community and a pretty close community.
Also, it feels nice to see other people do good in life and also in like jiu-jitsu itself. Like when somebody
Hmm.
else let you know gets promoted, it's like, oh man, that's awesome. The person like get promoted to this and that. I was like,
Yeah.
they really deserve it. Like they really put a lot of time
Hmm.
and getting better.
Yep. Yeah, no doubt.
But I think we have covered most of it. We're going to talk today about like do you want to like do you have any closing thoughts about the topic?
About the topic, I mean, I think ultimately is uh if you have any like questions about whether you or not you want to try jiu-jitsu, just try it. Get in there. Know you're not gonna come in and dominate. There's a very extremely few people who do that. Um, come in humble, come in ready to learn. I mean, the benefits to it are just there's so many. I happen to be one of the people who enjoys it, but I think even if you didn't, even if jujitsu wasn't really your thing, like you're not like a super into physical stuff, I think the benefits are enough to at least do it on a semi-regular basis. Even if you just come a couple times a week, that's you know what I mean. That you'll get the benefits from doing that. Um, so yeah, I mean, I would just encourage people to try it. Give it a shot.
Yeah, you should be allowed to quit jiu-jitsu until you get 3 submissions in 1 week. Then when you do that, then you can quit.
Yeah, true.
Would that be fair?
That's pretty fair. Yeah, especially yeah. I mean that's pretty fair. I don't know. I
How much do
picture
you have to
some
put in
white
work?
belt ripping him on another white belt, but that is what it is. But it's still
You
it
still have to put
should be
in
an
work too,
encouraging
right?
time. What's that?
You still have to put in work too to
That's
like
true.
get those three submissions in one week.
Hmm. That's valid. Yeah, those are pretty encouraging times. So yeah, if you like that, maybe you'll keep going.
Yeah, because by then, like, oh man, I like this feeling.
Right.
I like the taste of blood. I think I want more submissions.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get bit by the bug and you just want
Yeah,
to do some more.
exactly.
I wish there's some more program like for like first responder for like because if anything, they're the ones needed the most
Hmm.
because they don't get enough training
Yeah.
and they have a lot. They have actually people's lives on their hands
Hmm. Yeah.
and a lot of stress.
Yeah. It's hard to believe it's not more mandatory for more like first responders in general. A lot of gyms will at least give a discount. Some gyms give like free till blue belt or free, there's some serious encouragement out there for first responders. I think usually if you look hard enough, you could probably find some gym that's gonna help you out if money was a problem. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that I understand people's lives are busy, but to say you don't have time to do something like that could improve your ability to save your own life, but also to not destroy people's lives and to save other people's lives, I think it's a pretty hard argument to say you don't have enough time for that.
Also, you don't be so as nervous. Oh shit, oh shit. But you know
Hmm.
what is going on. Like you awareness,
Hmm.
you do aggressive. It'll be like a fading goat everywhere you go.
Breathe up, yeah.
Yeah, just be aware of what to do in case of scenario.
Hmm.
Because you're already being trained, you're already been body, and you're basically trained for other scenarios as far as like when somebody else pull up. Also, whenever bad things happens, you have to respond as well.
Hmm.
To having to freeze up. You want to close us out?
Uh, sure, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. If you made it this far, please give us a follow on Instagram. Listen to us on Spotify, whatever you're currently listening to us on, Amazon, iTunes. Uh, shoot, the podcast. We'll have to. We should probably come up with a list.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just remember that we are on Heart Radio as well, iTunes as well.
okay, cool. iHeartRadio, you say?
Yeah, Heart Radio as well.
Okay. Yep. So give us a listen, give us a follow. Uh, really appreciate you guys listening. Hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully, you'll be ready to try some jujitsu or get back after it if you've quit. Or just keep plugging on if you're in it. So thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Later.